Good morning, everybody. Welcome to I don't know, special edition of Drones and Coffee Fly for Fun show reminder, whatever you want to call it. But I do want to remind everyone about the show tonight. Got the crew from the Northeast Drone Meetup, Mr. John Gregory, Steve Janess, and Josh Primack. So yeah, I'll catch up with them and seeing what's going on tonight. And of course, a busy week here, like busy couple weeks in the drone world. Mansfield last weekend, Castle Crash is this weekend, and the Northeast Drone Meetup is the following weekend. So yeah, 3 weeks in a row, drone people getting together, and that's what it's all about. One of the biggest things about the community is has become, of course, the meetups and the camaraderie between everybody. And Maddie, what's up, brother? Welcome in, Maddie. Yeah, so that's 3 weeks in a row. That's almost unbelievable. When I first got started in drones, I don't know if I don't even know if they had meetups. I know they were having spin up, maybe. I'm not sure. I started in 18. Not sure when the first spin up was, but of course that the South Florida Drone Meetup kind of became with Maddie, Ken Hallbauer, and Kat Marie. Kind of went and flew one day, and kind of, hey, it's turned in 6 years later to what it is today. So it is fun. I know they had a blast over at Mansfield. And Castle Crash, I guess that's more of a FPV event. And, I know they had something in Jacksonville not too long ago that a guy put together. It was the Vegas meetup. Michael and Sergio put up the event in Elgin, Illinois. That's an FPV event in, I think, July, is it? So yeah, man. Lots of drone events across the U.S. now. Of course, tonight we'll catch up with, like I said, Josh. Yeah, Maddie, what's up? I know, Maddie, I tried to. I know I texted you a few times. I'm not sure. Want to hop in? Love to hear from you there, Maddie. But yeah, they had a great time in Mansfield. Looks like that was fun. South Florida Drone Meetup. It's been fun, of course. This will be our 6th, and I am myself heading over to Rhode Island. Well, up to Rhode Island, I should say, next weekend. Well, next Thursday. So that'll be fun. Got a little action happening in the drone world as the Sky Rover, the V-Cop, the Mini, what else? The Aqua drone from Hover. DJI is still kind of, I don't know, kind of under wraps right now. If it's going to be available, the Mini 5, will that be available in the U.S.? Lots of thoughts about that. So we don't know. I know, a lot of people have ordered the Mavic 4 Pro from South Korea and Japan. So just do your homework, before you do that, I would say. But most of the time, it's been working out good for everybody. I know Marcus Crawford did order a controller, the new RC Pro 2, and I think it was 2 weeks Monday, but he did not receive it or have not received shipping information, so he did cancel it as of yesterday. So, but I know Zach, Jeremy, Tom Dowling, Michael Wright, there's been numerous people has ordered the drones from South Korea and hadn't had Any trouble? John Flynn, good morning, brother. I am bringing the Air 3S and probably maybe a Dillo Neo. That's all I'm gonna bring. I mean, I thought about somebody said, well, you ought to bring the Mini 5, but not Mini 5, the Mini 3 Pro, which I do have, but I don't know. The Air 3S is so good. I don't really see the need to bring a mini drone, but I will bring the little Neo. I figure that might be fun to, do some selfies and stuff with. Probably won't bring the goggles and stuff. Just kind of fly it with the controller. Maybe an motion controller, but it'll be fun. That's a neat little drone because it can fly so many different ways. But yeah, the Air 3S is so spot on that I mean, personally, I don't know. I've never really packed on an airplane for a drone meetup, so I'm kind of, I guess I know how to do it. Kind of nervous about it, just never done it. So I'm gonna throw the FPV. My FPV bag will actually hold my case for my Air 3S, so I'll just shove it in there. Maybe throw the Neo in one of the little side compartments, and so I'll have two drones. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about bringing the goggles and stuff, but I don't know. I guess I'll see. Not bringing just two little carry-on bag and the backpack. So flying Southwest, because I don't want to. I know lately it seems like everybody's saying that getting toward the end of the plane, they'll make you check your luggage if the overheads are getting full and stuff. So I really don't want to be separated from my bag because it'd be so easy to just walk off the plane. Mark Fisher is picking myself and Michael Wright. Michael Wright is actually flying from, I think, Austin, and we'll meet up in Nashville and then fly into Providence. So we land at the same time. I think it's 2:35 Thursday afternoon. And then Monday morning when we leave, we actually leave on the same plane and go to Washington, which I go from Washington to New Orleans, and I think he goes from, I'm not sure. I thought he said Houston, but anyway. But yeah, it's coming up. Looks like it's going to be a good time. John and Josh and Steve put together something, I guess almost, I don't say in spur of the moment, but pretty quick. I mean, after the South Florida drone meetup, and they have like, I don't know, I think they have over 70 people registered. So, hey, that's a hell of a first meetup right there for sure. I know Josh was already kind of like, he said something about, hey, it'll be hard to top next year. I said, man, don't even worry about that. I mean, the meetups, I think that's something we got past the South Florida Drone meetup. I think from, I would say maybe 3, 4, and 5 were basically, I don't know, pretty much the same in numbers, I guess. So, and that might be a good thing, your number gets any larger where we're at. It's a great number. A lot of people, you can get around, you can meet everybody, and pizza works out great. The location is great over in South Florida. You got the restrooms, you got the gazebos and the covered area there, and lots of parking. So it works out great. Just a few minutes from the hotel. So all of that works out when you're having an event. Big, lots to think about there. But it'll be, I know the Northeast Drone Meet. I'm looking forward to seeing some of those guys' videos. They have some great locations to fly, and that's always good. Captain Joe and I go flying, and I don't know. I say we go to, I don't know. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 places that we seem like we kind of go. I say the same places, although each different. They do all involve water. I will say that though. So that's a common denominator. And even a pole now and then, if you ask Joe. But it's fun. It's flying. Fun flying together. I don't have a problem flying alone. I can't remember. I was talking to Ray yesterday. He went flying. I think he's going actually this morning, maybe with Jeff Norman again. So, and get out there and fly, especially, I'm not sure. 71 degrees right now feels pretty good. I know, talked to Mr. John Flynn last night, or yesterday evening late, and I thought he said it was 48 degrees yesterday morning or something. Because I teased him because he had I think he had a hoodie on. So, but looking at Providence, of course, I got the weather pulled up to Providence, and yeah, it's going to be, well, looks like all next week it's going to be in the 50s, 56, 58, during the day, 74, 76, 76. So, yeah. Although next Thursday shows a little rain, but it's hard to say. That's 10 days from now, basically. So, the 10-day forecast. 45 degrees here this morning. Feels like fall. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I think John, wasn't you just griping about the 90-degree weather? Now it's 45. And you sure cut that in half pretty quick. John's got connections though, he's a big wig up there in Michigan, so he can get the weather delivered pretty easy. Man, what a difference, huh? 45. Wow. Yeah, it feels like fall. I guess it does. Yeah, I think yesterday we did get up to 92. At least it was, I think, I don't know, a couple days last week we hit 95 and 96, which is not, I would say it's been as hot, but we've had a lot of cloud cover. Seems like this summer, or at least June, definitely was seemed like we got threats of rain every day, although it really didn't rain that much. But yeah, so that always helps. I'll tell you what, the air conditioners work totally different at 90 than they do even at 95, because man, they struggle in that 95, 96 degree, especially if you have a house, in full sun and all of that. So yeah, I know. I talked to Mr. Lauren Donauer yesterday. Lauren got his V-copter, got his in fluid. I think he took it through two batteries, and got it going, which was good. I mean, didn't have any trouble. I think he did have a little trouble logging into the app. It seems like the app for the V-copter, or either the server, or I'm not sure if it's a combination of both. But anyway, he did get it going, so I was kind of glad about that, because I know Ron and who else, Michael Wright, had problems. A few people had problems with that, so I'm glad he got it going. Now, if we can only snag that Mini 5 that's coming out, that would be nice. All right, Nightbot is in here. Nightbot never misses the show. Yeah, I don't know if you caught Builder Drone Reviewer last night. Rick Smith was on and went over some stuff. It's pretty neat. Rick's a good guy. Gets very excited about drones if you watch one of his videos. Ronnie, what's up? Good morning. Andrew. Saying that's Fahrenheit Celsius. Australia is not usually unusual. We get 45 Celsius. Andrew, I don't know why you're not a moderator. What the hell? Let's see here. See if I can make you a moderator real quick there, Andrew. $65 dry degrees here this morning. Yeah, that's pretty nice, Ronnie. 65. 65. Oh, turn this on. All right, Andrew. Next time you type, you will be at moderator. That's 45 degrees Fahrenheit, Andrew. I'm gonna get some brownie points for my wife before she lets me get her H2. Hey, Nick. Hey, yeah, do what you got to do. Yeah, Ronnie. Gracie will be heading back up your way on the 4th, the same day that I leave to come up to Rhode Island. They leave that morning. Of course, she's driving her car this time, and of course, my daughter and them will be driving their truck also because they have to go to the mini storage and unload the warehouse or the mini storage and set up the dorm again. But the new Bamboo Lab, yeah, they came out with a, what was that? Was it an H2? Okay, and then they had didn't they have a H2D or something? Parts of North Carolina had 2 degrees yesterday. 2 degrees. Whew. H2C and that. So okay. Yeah. Don't let John Flynn know that. He'll be ordering a new one. Nah. I printed let's see. Let me grab this. Joe Fodolio, what's up, bro? I saw this on Bamboo. Don't ask me. Of course, it's like it's a light cover switch, the socket switch cover with a little shelf for foam. I really don't know. I thought maybe the Airbnb that we set up, maybe I can put this somewhere. But pretty nice. Got the little hole right here for a cable. And you run your cable through, and your phone can sit right on here as it charges. So that's pretty neat. Could be very useful, More as Lon would say, this is, I guess, a landfill stuff, stuff for the landfill. Angel, what's up? you print some stuff now. Yeah, Joe, you right. Yeah, but Joe, you want one of these. Look, you got the perfect place at your house to put this in, just a regular cover, and you got your shelf for your phone. So your cable can go right here, and you always know where it's at. Yeah, 7 of them. Okay, yeah, you got it, buddy. For you, anything. I mean, if you can stage a drone rescue, all you guys get together and stage that. I mean, I could print you 7 of these. Joe Matty was in here just a few minutes ago. Stage. Yeah, you don't know Mark Fisher, Joe. He playing that with that guy. It's funny. You never saw that guy again. Mark goes out there, miraculously finds the drone that was tied to a rock with a string, and then miraculously Chris Hope, flies up to that one little spot, and here comes Joe and, hooks it. So, yeah, all that's kind of suspicious. I got you guys figured out. I'm the Mark Fisher of the air. Yep, that's true. Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. Hey. Yeah, you know what's funny? Hey, together y'all not as tall as Kai. No, I tell you what, that was pretty neat. I gotta admit, Chris, man, hey, he was getting kind of nervous there. I bet, especially after he gets told by Billy Tripp that that's probably the only place he couldn't get to. The fire department couldn't get to it. So it's kind of like, man, you'd hate to just leave it up there. That's for sure. But hey, that was pretty cool. I have to admit, made for a good video. Dave, what's up? Dave, how's your little V copter doing, Dave? Man, this thing, I was just looking at it. Tell you what, it's pretty neat though. Got the right location for it, kind of out the way by a desk area. You got your place for your cables, and let me see something here. Yeah, look, your cables fit right in it. It's pretty neat. Plug your phone in. Okay. It could work. Bamboo. Nothing to it. Joe, what temperature you at up in Tennessee this morning? John said he's at, what was he, 45 degrees? Your V-Cops is doing okay? Yeah, good deal. Oh, 53. Yeah, that's nice. Wow. Joe be having his hoodie on too. 65 in North Carolina. Yeah, hey, I'll take. I'm not much of a cold weather person, but man, I tell you what, yeah, it's been warm, and of course, get a little bit of that cool weather in. I help with the big. I don't want to say the H word, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. So it's on, yeah. I figured that. What a wussy. 60 degrees. You got a freaking hoodie on. What you think about that, Flynn? 82. What's up, Terry? Good morning. 82 in Houston. 82. Wow. Yeah, 71 here. Man, Houston must have not got the message about being a little cooler. I thought they said Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, the whole weekend is actually supposed to be only in the high 80s, which for us is, hey, that's good. That is a good deal. All right, so who may pick up the Mini 5 if we can get it? Joe's a sissy. Hey, Taylor's off the market now. Joe's doesn't have a chance. John, she's engaged. It's got a big chunk on a finger there. Hey, Joe. Oh yeah, where's Joe? Oh, Joe, you talking about? Look, I printed this too. You might need some of these. It holds your SD reader and pull cards. Look, I mean, in case I can give you 7 of these. I will. Waiting. Yeah. I know. I kind of said definitely. The Mini 5 looks pretty interesting, and props off. Good morning. I don't want your stupid SD card holder. All right, you won't get the Cheez-It fidget then. You're gonna be a smart ass. But Now the Mini 5, man, talking about a 1-inch sensor, sub 250. It's kind of like almost reading it, seeing some of the specs. It's almost like a Mini Air 3S. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But will it be available? Where will it be available? Will it be available? I am definitely interested in Mini 5 to 1. Yeah, I think so, John. Hey, and I'll tell you, like I said, I wouldn't be afraid to order it from eBay, South Korea, or Japan. I mean, it seems like been pretty successful with that. I don't know. Listening to Rick last night, I don't know. He kind of felt like it could be possible that DJI could be back in the game at some point, but who knows? I don't really. I don't know what to think about that. Yeah, John, that's a few people have said that. That's for sure. I know Rick included himself. I think it's pretty common knowledge that the Mavic 4 Pro, some little guy that lives up in Philly ran up there and picked up 3 of them, and I think he drives a Tesla. I'm not gonna mention anybody's name, but I think that's where 3 of the reviewers got their drones. So hey, we'll see what happens. I guess it's kind of disappointing. When you think about it, I guess we're the only country in the world that can't get a DJI drone for some reason. Well, it's really no reason besides political. I'm not to be political, but basically that's what it boils down to. But I'm not going to say that. John, they don't release it fast in Canada. Is you talking about Dave? Do you mean first or fast? Yeah, we know why. Of course, we know why. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But one good thing about the little V-copter. What else? The little Aqua drone coming out from Hover. The Sky Rover. At least there are some options. Maybe something else. Somebody else is building some. I mean, the Sky Rover. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because it was the same thing with the Spectre. I mean, they both. I guess they have some DJI licensing in those drones, but basically you can't get service on them. You can't hardly buy batteries for them. Going back to flying with a phone screen, so I really don't see why anybody would order one of them, but that's just me. I mean, I wouldn't want something I couldn't get service on, especially kind of say an off brand. And then going back and flying with the phone, yeah, you do have to fly with the phone with this little thing. Of course, I knew that. Total different drone, but yeah, you can get the Mavic 4 from Amazon. I saw that. And they also, they have some U.S. sellers that are selling them. Now they're doing you a great favor of selling your Mavic 4 that you can pick up on eBay for, I don't know, $3,500, and you can pay them $5,500. So I'm not sure what kind of favor they're doing you, but I was just gonna, Jeremy, welcome in. I'm just gonna ask anyone order the Mavic 4. Kai, welcome in. Gee, Kai gets up early. I thought Kai slept till like 10 o'clock. Man, with all his money, I just figured he'd sleep all day. No, it's kind of crazy. And even FPV parts, I know John Flynn and I were talking yesterday, man, the price of those, you pull up, I mean, up to a couple months ago, maybe even a month ago, I did get a ESC, a Speedy B for like, I don't know, I think it was normal price of like $54 or $64 or something. But now, some of that stuff is like, I don't know, it's over $100 and can't get air units at all. Well, you can if you want to pay more than double for them for even a 04 or light or the 04 Pro. Air 3s are virtually impossible to find new. I mean, yeah, you can find them. Hey, can fly. What's up, brother? How are you doing? Good morning. But I don't know, building an FPV drone. Joe's in here, and I don't know. You could probably build a while back, pick you up a stack, and you got the frame, like the little 3.5-inch Volador. I got it at AliExpress. Got the motors from I think MEPS. ESC was like $54. The air unit was at the time, maybe the 04 Pro was the regular price of $239, but I don't know. Maybe $450, $475 to build a drone, but now that same drone might run you almost double. The extra is helping you. Yes, I don't know, Nick. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're being serious or not. I don't know about things of. I don't understand the tariffs. I don't understand how things are. I mean, it's pretty stagnant, around here as far. I mean, go to the grocery store. It's almost just it's possible you can go out and eat. But you're probably looking at $25 a person for almost anywhere you go. With a family and stuff. It's some of the young couples, man. I don't know. Let's see. I still want Joe to build me up here. Crime Mafia frame drone. May have to get a second mortgage on the house. Yeah. Well, we got some. I actually have I think I still have I actually have two 03 air units in the box. So that do not have any. I do have an 04 light. Well, I actually have two. I know my son-in-law was thinking about. Well, they were mine. I gave him one, but so Mav 4 Pro. Yeah, 5,500. Yeah. Jeremy, that's what I say. I don't know what some of the guys paid $3,600, $3,700 on eBay, and they didn't have any trouble getting them. Now I don't know. Some people say they paid tariffs. Most people said they didn't. So I don't know. Yeah, Nick, that is a 5-inch frame. Yeah, the Quad Mafia frame will be a 5-inch. Yeah, I agree, Kai. I mean, even on AliExpress, they still have some stuff that's pretty reasonable. And MEPS, I know MEPS. I got a thing last night about motors being just what they were a while back, and a certain amount is free shipping. So they even throwing in an FPV T-shirt. So you still, but I mean, some of the flight controllers, ESCs, look like they went up some. But yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, you still pick up a ton of frames, for not too much. Flywoo for stacks. Well, Kai, look, you got my address. Just send me a couple, and let me just see how they work out. And that's all. I saw the realtor was selling a Mavic 4 Pro market because the field of view was too small for his needs, going back to the Mavic 3. Wow. Yeah, even I think that you guys, I don't know if you watched Rick Smith was on last night. Did Rick say he did not buy the Mavic 4? I thought he said that, or maybe I misunderstood. I think he said because not a big difference between the Mavic 3. So, I guess everybody's got their opinion, and for what you do or what. Just always base the drone you buy on what you do, not, I say, hey, I've never bought the Mavic 3. I really, the small, let's see, as soon as you send me the small stack of $100 bills, a small stack, we can do that. Kai, you'll be the first one to get one of these. Look, you need this. Joe Photo Leo is making fun of my print, You charge your phone right here, or you can even stack $100 bills on here, Kai. And yeah, that's what I thought, John. That's what he said. Rick has not bought the Mavic 4 yet. So that was yeah, that's the way I understood it. Yeah, because he didn't get one. I mean, I know. Yeah, because I know Billy had it. Russ had it, and Dobo. Uh, I think we know where those came from. But anyway, Kai, what are you building right now? I know you're building something. Yeah. Oh yeah, Joe wants these. This is what Joe wants. He's just jealous. He just jealous. He can't get this whole bucket of pumpkins. You know, I'm gonna get him this. Yeah. Look, Joe. Yeah, you know, some of these you got to be careful if you go to the Northeast Drone Meetup. Some of these may be distributed through Mr. Rick Williamson somewhere. You know. Deep Space Rock 7. Yeah, I think you was showing that, wasn't you, Kai? I think you was showing that on one of your shows recently. So, Kai, all right, what do you think? What do you think a drone right now with the updated cost? I mean, of course, a 7 inch is different. I mean, a 5 inch drone with nothing special, you know. I mean, the price of a few hundred more dollars. I mean, you know, considering you can get an air unit. Yeah, Nick. No, these are they're well, they kind of look like those little candy corn pumpkins. Yeah, but yeah, you wouldn't want to bite into one of these. If you like PLA. But you know, I know just looking at a little 3.5 inch. I mean, if you picked up a frame for I don't know 45, $50, even a little less, and then the ESC, yeah, yeah, price on a 5 inch about double. Yeah, but Kai, you know, so what would I mean? You know, I'm kind of thinking a lot of people are just going to hold tight. I mean, like I'm not a, you know, I do have 4 FPV. I had 3 and I wanted to build one of my own, but you know, I'll be honest with you, the price, I don't know if I'd, you know, a $400 or $500 drone is okay, but a $1,100-$1,200 drone, I don't know. I think I would just hold tight, fly what I got, and as I crash them out or something, I may just, you know, either have one working one, or I don't know if I'd pay, you know, start. I don't know. The BTX is super high. Yeah, that's what I say. Everything is. It's kind of. I guess, Kai, you've been in it a long time. Maybe back in the day, uh, things were considered higher, and then they come down, and now they kind of, you know, with all of this, kind of went back up. So, although when you think about DJI, the last couple drones have been basically, you know, the Air 3. And the Air 3S, the Air 3S was about as cheap as the Air 3. You know, I have hardly bought anything this year. Made some big purchases in March, April. That is the price of flight stacks. And yeah, that's that, John. Yeah, welcome in, John. And John, you're right. You know, I don't know. You know, listen. You know, I guess I don't know. When I don't want to sound, you know, like, well, it's okay to crash a $500 drone, but you don't want to crash a $1,000 drone. So I don't know. Uh, it's like, especially the used market too. And yeah, Kai, you make a good point. You know, man, remember when the Air 3s were, I think, what were they originally? 239. They came down to 169 or 179. Man, everybody's picking them up. Had a few extra. And now, of course, you know, if we had tomorrow's newspaper, we'd be okay. So, man, you sure wish you had some of them air units, you know, at that price. And yeah, and even a couple stacks. The frames, I don't think the frames seem like they went up. You can still pick up frames pretty reasonable, but the stacks and the motors really haven't went up. I guess it depends where you get them. Barkley, was you listening the whole time? You could at least contribute to the conversation. Yeah. Yeah, I do have, we actually have 304 air units. I mean, I have one in a box. He's got one in a box, and he's got one that he put in his, in that little tiny hog that he wants to redo. He wasn't happy the way the little camera mount and all came out because he kind of designed it himself, but it flew okay. But yeah, I don't really know about the lights, and I would love to. Yeah, I wish I would have picked up, of course. Yeah, like I say, wish I would have picked up an 04 Pro, a couple of those. But I mean, 03s are so good. I am glad I have two brand new 03s in the boxes. So, but as those, as people crash them and do want to build stuff and trying to, get a air unit that's almost double is, man, I hate to say it kind of takes the price, the fun out of it. I know Koopy, he snagged some goggles. He was lucky. I actually picked up a pair of Integra goggles a guy had on Facebook. I should get them today. Actually, it shows coming in today for $275. I mean, he said that he got into it and he had a different, I don't know what he had. I think he had some B2s or something, and his wife and kids gave him that, and he only really used them a couple times. And so I felt like, I don't know, it'd be good to have. I like the Integras. I got rid of them when I sold my original Avata, and now I had the Goggles 3. But hey, it'd be good to have. You sold the Goggles 3, so I'll be glad to have the Integras for $275. I feel like that was a good price. So but right now, if you can pick up something, through Facebook or Marketplace or some of the places, I mean, might be okay. I know John bought the refurbished. John, what did you get? The Goggles 3, or did you get the Integras? Yeah, right before everything went out of stock, or it was showing, out of stock on DJI. Yeah, I like the Integras. All right, guys. I may just end up selling my Goggles 3 if the 04 part situation with DJI doesn't change. Yeah, John, I mean, that's an interesting. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it. Do you think? It's kind of like everything else, John. I hate to say it. I don't know if anything's going to come down. Now, I guess if they were available again, from DJI, yeah, I guess the price would be back to normal. But I just don't know. There's a lot of theories on all of this stuff. I don't really. Cool Cat, welcome in. I don't understand the tariffs. I know my son-in-law, he runs a big hydraulic company in Baton Rouge, and man, they get big hydraulic parts for ships and stuff like that, and pumps and all that kind of stuff. And it is, this tariff stuff is really got that company reeling. I don't know where all this is going to end up. I mean, I don't know. You go to the grocery store, I don't see anything coming down. Got my insurance for my duplex I own right around the corner. It went from $2,200 to $3,200. So yeah, I don't know. It's not good to me, but I just say be careful. From everything you buy. Do a little research. it's housing is pretty stagnant, I think. But it is what it is right now. We just paid from DHL at home to import a steel aerial apparatus from. Yeah, John. I mean, I don't get it, and I guess I'm not. I just say I'm not afraid to admit I'm not smart enough to understand it. I mean, drone companies, if they wanted to build drones, they had the right to build them, and I don't think you have to put a company out of or ban a company from building something before you have to build one or try to build one better. And I don't know. I kind of relate it, and I say it all the time. They down here, Louisiana seafood is a big thing, but you get little frozen packs of shrimp, and this is how it works. It's called I don't even know. I might have a bag right here. Let me see. I don't know. I do right now the freezer, but anyway, they'll catch those shrimp here, ship them to China, and pack them, send them back for, I don't know. Sometimes you'll catch them on sale as low as $3.99 for a pound. And yeah, it's smaller shrimp. It's good for gumbos and stews and all that kind of stuff. But if you wanted that same pound of Louisiana shrimp, it might run you $15 a pound, 16. I don't know, even more. So it's crazy. Yeah, European imports get so where's all that going to end? And if everybody made, I don't know, $25 an hour, then yeah, you're going to pay $25 for a hamburger. So it's crazy. The prices are nuts, and I just don't. I don't know. I am kind of glad I ain't a young cup of savers. Yeah, Barkley, I think you're right. For those on we always say the retirees on a fixed income. And I mean, everybody's really on a fixed income. If you're working, it's fixed because you know what you're bringing in. But you go try to go out and eat, with a family of 4 or 5. I know Amber, my daughter, and them went the other night just for right across the street here. They have a little stuffed potato place, and I mean, they spent basically $95 on 4 people. Let's see. Back to DJI. The issue is not being able to get timely service and support is another big one. DJI would usually be pretty. Yeah, no, you're right, John. Now, if you bash a 03 and 04, or even if John, think about it. I got a FPV drone. It's just got a little nick on the camera, and yeah, I think you could buy just a camera part for, it was maybe $89, $99, but now, first of all, nobody's going to want to let go of one. And then that same little camera might run you $200. So, hey, I'll just fly the little nick on. It's no big deal, But yeah, it's going to get crazy. And as more people fly, and then I think it's going to hinder the hobby as far as people getting in it. Now, I mean, I'm not saying it was cheap before, but building a drone for say $450, $475 or whatever is not too bad, especially, once you have the goggles and all of that, and you don't have to build it. You can just kind of take your time and put the pieces together. But, and that was a fun part of it. But now that same little drone might run you double, like Kai said. I mean, I don't know how much fun, that is, because you can sit there and when you build it, it looks all pretty, and you say, I don't want to crash it, but it's going to get crashed. Long story telling you my property. Yeah. No, I Barkley, you're 1,000% right. And hey, here in our parish, our sheriff is asking for 0.75% sales tax increase, which we already paid 10.25%. So we're going to be at 11%, which I live in the city limits. So I'm not voting for a 3/4 sales tax. I can tell you right now, it got voted down last November, and I mean, they want to give raises to a lot of the sheriff's department. I understand all that, but a lot of those guys are retired from other departments, and man, I don't know, 11% is just insane for sales tax, especially on a big purchase. Buy a new car, and You're talking about a $60,000 car, $70,000. You're talking about another $7,000, which is probably half of your down payment if you're lucky. You know. Yeah, you're probably right, Kai. Things already are crazy. I'm kind of hoping the Mini 5 will delay for US release next month, probably. Yeah, I don't know. John. Yeah, I'm not moving to Louisiana. Yeah, it's our taxes, and our property tax, Callie used to say it was cheap. It's not cheap. I knew house here and I know people seen it. It's these taxes on this, my daughter's house and this guest house or whatever I call it here is about $4,800 a year. So it's $400 a month. So I think that's plus 11% sales tax. So yeah, John, I don't know. I did hear, we kind of heard a September 16th date. And then I don't know, somebody said something yesterday, day before, maybe on Monday night on Drone Nation, and somebody typed something about being November. So I don't know, but I do feel like there are some people who have it already. So I don't know if they have it. I don't think it's far from coming out, but we'll see. I wish we were only paying 11%. Our equivalent of sales tax went up from 20%. Holy shit, Mark, you need to move. Yeah, hey, listen, not to my daughter worked in a restaurant, but hey, go in a restaurant. Listen, okay, you got a posted price here, 10.25% sales tax, and of course they want you, of course, to tip 20%. So it's like almost 31% more than a posted price, of what's on a menu or whatever. Hey, think about, I don't know, would you go in Walmart and give them 30% more of what's posted, on the UPC code? So yeah, it's really getting crazy. And the numbers, they throw numbers around like, even when I got my homeowner's insurance for my little duplex from 22 to 3,200, it was actually 3,800. It went up. Well, I got a quote and got it back down to 3,200. So it's like thing went basically doubled, and about 78%. And with those insurance guys that go, oh well, that's really not bad. And I said, well, it might not be bad to you because you're making commission off of it. It's pretty damn bad to me because first of all, it's like $250 a month just for the insurance for my part, and then it's another $200 a month for taxes. So and then you have a repair and maintenance thrown in there, or something. So yeah, being in a rental business, which I'm glad I only have 5 units. I did change one of the units into an Airbnb, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, prices are crazy. I'm gonna come up there and live with Barkley. Germany pays like 7% sales tax. They call it fine. It was the same thing. Essentially, it's like milk. It's dropped. Yeah, I think our food tax on food is a little different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. I think I'm not. I know it's different. It's not quite. Well, I say that. I don't know. I know we do pay 10.25% in the city limits. Outside the city, they pay 7.25, 3% less. Yeah. Well, yeah, but John, that's where they're getting you on the rebuild, and I understand because we just built, and I don't know. I know what it costs. I mean, we were at nearly $200 a foot, for the living area. But you got land figured in there, and you got the slab, and you got dirt work, and there's so much things that, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's it's just crazy, the prices of insurance. Yeah, Barkley, you're right. A trillion here, a trillion there. Yeah, well, it's almost funny. I mean, they'll never wipe out that debt, so they might as well just, Yeah, Kai, I don't know. If you Barkley, you know where I live. You've been here, so when you get off the exit there at 32 and come down, they built sidewalks from the interstate to that McDonald's, which is city limits. That McDonald's is outside the city limits right there, and I can see it. I see the orchard here from my window. But anyway, that sidewalk was over like $1.5 million. Well, guess what? The sidewalk's already covered up with grass, so it looks like shit. And first off, who's going to walk from the interstate to, there's just a few businesses down there. So talk about people just wasting money, but they don't have a street light coming in there, no street light coming into the university. They have parking lot lights, but no street lights. So yeah, we can bitch all day about that stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. I just want to remind everyone about the show tonight. Join Josh and John and Steve. We'll talk about that Northeast Drone meetup. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Get out there and fly while it's cool. Some of you guys who's got some cool weather. Thanks for joining in this morning, and see y'all tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. All right. Rodney. Yeah, just getting off, Rodney. But thank you for hopping in. And we'll see y'all tonight at 6 p.m. Everybody have a great day.